going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for joining me this morning. The topic I want to talk about today is how long should kids live at home? How long should they live at home? I'm 44, and I grew up, 80s baby, 90s kid, and I was, toward the end of Gen X, Zennial. I just missed being a millennial, thank goodness. Nothing against millennials, y'all. But it was always a thing back then, man, to where, when it was kind of prayed, hey, at 18, get your behind out of the house, man. Don't let the door hit you, That was the norm back then, you know what I'm saying? So when I turned 18 in the end of 98 and graduated in 1999, I was like, okay, I'm getting out of the house, man. That was a thing. If you stayed in the house after that, you was considered a loser, bro. That's just how it was back then. 18, man, you go get a job. You need to go to school. You take your behind to the military. You need to be doing something. You need to be doing something, right? That was what it was back in the day. Now, let's move forward 25, 26 years later. It's leaving at 18 is almost taboo now, man, unless somebody's going to the military or going off to college, right? It's not uncommon for the kids to be, well, they're not kids after 18, but we're just, for sake of the conversation, we're going to call them kids. But it's not uncommon for 25 and 30-year-olds and beyond still living at home with their parents. Now, I don't have a huge issue with that because I know things are a little bit different at this point in time, man. The economy's different, jobs are different, just a lot of stuff is just different. Prices are sky high, man. Things are just different than it was back in the day, right? It was different, but I still think there still needs to be some rules behind it, man. Still need to be some rules behind it. Like, for instance, for me, with my kids, my thing is this. Okay, you're 18, you don't have to leave, you don't have to get out of the house. You don't have to leave the house. But you have to be progressing to something. You got to be progressing to something. And when I say that, okay, you can't just be in the basement in your underwear being online all day and just not doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be in college. You can live at home, cool. You're in college, I got you. I'm not gonna make you pay for rent or anything. You're in college, you're working towards something. Okay, you have a job let's say you have a job. Okay, you have a job, man. Okay, now, if even a low-end job, you're working towards something. You have I will make sure you have a goal. So if you are working towards that goal, I'm gonna give you a little leeway. You can stay here for a little bit. You know what I mean? Now, if you're here 5 years and you're doing that same job and you're just not progressing, I'm gonna start charging you rent. By at least, maybe, let's say, I'll give some grace, maybe 25. If if you have a job, you're not working towards nothing better, I'm gonna start paying. Because you need to start seeing the real world, right? So I'm gonna start doing that. Go to the military. You go to the military. You're just going off. You're on your own. You're grown. That's what I went to the military at 22, which it was cool, right? You can you're not gonna just stay at home and just be there, man. And I'm just paying for all your crap, and you don't got no future plans going ahead. You're just, I'm just chilling, just kicking it. I'm just kicking it. You're not gonna do that. That ain't gonna happen, man. I don't believe in that at all. But I don't to say it, I don't mind kids staying at home for a little bit while, as long as you're working towards a common goal. I don't, it don't have to be nothing huge. It don't have to be nothing huge, but you should be working towards, let's say, man, you're saving your money up to, I don't know, even get yourself an apartment or whatever. And not just save your money up to get an apartment to barely live. I mean, you're really stacking your bread, save your money up, and you're getting ready to go to school, or you're getting ready to you got another training that you have to get a better job, or something like that. I'm all for that. I'm all for that, man. But what I see too much nowadays is parents baby these kids, man. They baby these kids. I mean, I'm seeing 30. I mean, if you're under 30 in that home, it's almost not that bad no more. I'm seeing it up to 40, up to the 40s now, where adults, grown ass adults, are living at the house, just working at Publix, or no, I'm just doing this. I'm going home to my room with my parents in there. You know what I'm saying? Not paying no rent, just there, right? If that's the case with me, if I had something like that going on, I'm gonna force feed to something. You know what I mean? If my kid is at a dead end job, 25 and 26, and they're not progressing, that rent's gonna start, and every year that rent's gonna go up. It's gonna be like inflation. That rent's gonna go up, and they're gonna have to make a decision. They're not just gonna sit there and loiter. I'm not gonna do that, because if I did that, I'd be setting them up for failure. I'd be setting them up for failure, man. And too many of these parents babying them kids are setting their kids up for failure. A lot of these grown adults don't know how to wash dishes. They don't know how to wash their clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like, simple stuff. They don't know how to clean the house. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to go take the car to the oil shop to get the oil changed. You know what I mean? They don't know how to be an adult, man. You got some of these adults, you got to let them out. You gotta let them out, man. You got to put a little bit of pressure on them. I know there's things, and this video could go sideways. There's mental illness and stuff like that that's going on out here. You work with that accordingly. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother video. I'm not gonna get into that aspect of it. But these grown people living at home, man, and not working towards nothing, that's a problem, bro. That is a problem, And I know a lot of people are probably going to come in here and say, well, man, houses are not affordable. Apartments, one-bedroom apartments, $1,500 and all this stuff. I understand that. I get that. But that doesn't give the excuse to just sit around and do nothing. I see it. I see it in my own family at times, man. Not my particular family, but other family members, where cats is still at home. They're upper 30s, early 40s, still at the house, man. And I just shake my head, and and I tell my kids, man, I don't ever want you to be like that. Never, man. I'm not gonna let that happen to you. I'm not going to fail you. I'm not gonna fail you. I'm gonna put some pressure on you. You might not like it, but I'm going to do it for your own good. I'm going to do it for your own good. And you're going to thank me later on. You know what I'm saying? You're going to thank me later on. So, yeah, man, that's what I think about kids living, still living at home. Now, again, man, just to wrap this thing up, there's instances where, man, it's cool. It's cool. Kids living at home, man, they're working towards something. Like I said, man, told my kids, you're 25, 26 years old, you're working towards a common goal to get something done, progressing. I can work with you. I can work with that. No problem. I can help you out, But if if you're just gonna just sit on my couch and do nothing and eat my food, breathe my air in my house, you're out of here, man. You gone. We ain't doing that. We are not doing that. I promise you that. All my kids know that. They know it. They know that. They're all teenagers now. They know the business with that. They know the ship that I'm running. So I'm gonna wrap that up. Probably do another part on that. There's more to uncover with that, but that's gonna be it right now. Thank you for joining me. Until next time.